My child, stop what you're doing and listen, because this moment was written into eternity for you. The heavens have been waiting for this encounter, this breath, this unveiling. What you are about to hear is not another message lost in the noise of the world. It is your message, the one I named. You will be the happiest person alive when you open this message. You have carried questions too heavy, pain too deep, dreams too fragile, and I have come to speak directly into them. Do not turn away, for every word that follows carries the power to awaken what has been sleeping within you. This is the divine interruption your heart has been longing for. Listen now, for your joy begins here. Before you even saw these words, I was already calling to you. You thought it was just a moment of curiosity, a small pull to stop scrolling or to open this message, but it was me. I placed that whisper inside your spirit, quiet yet persistent, a voice that said, pause. Listen. There's something here meant for you. You did not stumble upon this by chance. You were guided. From eternity. I have known this moment would come. The very breath you're taking right now, the flicker of expectation rising in your heart. I have been waiting for you, not because I need your attention, but because you need mine. You have searched for meaning in many places, heard countless voices trying to tell you who you are and what you need. But none of them could reach the hidden places of your soul where only I can speak. That is why you are here. You didn't find this message found you. I have watched you walk through days that felt ordinary and nights that felt unbearable. I have seen you strong on the outside but quietly breaking on the inside. And still, I whispered, through a song, a memory, a silence that felt heavy with my presence. I whispered in the way your heart longed for something more, something real. Every longing you've ever had that this world couldn't satisfy was my voice beneath the noise. You've mistaken that ache for emptiness, but it was actually an invitation. I was saying, come closer. I have more for you than what you've known. You see, my whispers are not random. They are sacred signals of love, gentle reminders that you are never unseen, never forgotten, never too far gone. You wonder sometimes why I speak softly instead of shouting through the clouds or writing my name in fire across the sky. It's because I love intimacy. I love when you draw near, when you quiet your mind long enough to hear the beat of my heart for you. The world shouts for your attention, but I whisper for your affection. The difference is this. The world wants to use you. I want to heal you. The world tells you that you must prove your worth. I tell you that you already are worthy because you are mine. Every whisper from me carries purpose. Every stirring of your soul is evidence that I am near. So, listen now, not with your ears but with your heart. This message is not simply words. It is my voice calling you by name. You are not just reading. You are being found. I am drawing you into a moment that could change everything. Let your guard down. Breathe. Feel me near you, closer than you've ever realized. You have opened this message, yes, but more importantly, I have opened a door in your spirit. Through this door will come peace, healing, joy, and the revelation of who I have always been for you. This is not the beginning of your search for me. It is the beginning of your awakening to the truth that I have been searching for you all along. You wear your smile like armor, don't you? You've learned how to make it look effortless, how to laugh, how to keep conversations light, how to nod and say I'm fine even when the truth inside you trembles. I have watched you do this not out of deceit but out of survival. You smile because the world expects you to. You carry strength because you think no one else will. Yet beneath that practiced grace, there is a quiet ache, a hidden place that throbs when no one is watching. I see that place. I see the exhaustion behind your eyes when the room is empty, the weight that settles over you when the laughter fades. You think no one understands how deep it goes, but I do. I am the one who shaped your heart, and I feel every pulse of its pain. You have tried to make peace with that ache, tried to silence it with busyness, with distraction, with the fragile hope that maybe if you just keep going, the ache will eventually dissolve. But it doesn't, does it? It lingers. Because that ache is not your enemy. It is a signal. It is your heart's cry for me. You've mistaken it for weakness, but in truth, it's the part of you that still remembers what joy felt like before the world hardened your hope. It's the part that still believes there must be something more than this constant striving, this quiet loneliness that no achievement can touch. You have poured yourself out for others and still felt unseen. You've tried to meet expectations that keep shifting, giving more than you receive, loving without always being loved back. And when the silence follows, it hurts. I know. Every tear you swallowed, every prayer you didn't know how to form, I caught them all. I've been near enough to feel your heartbeat slow when you finally collapse at the end of another long day, whispering, I can't keep doing this. You think you are alone in that whisper, but I am there, answering softly, you don't have to. The ache beneath your smile is not a void to be feared. It is the doorway through which I enter. Let me meet you there, in the tender place you've hidden even from yourself. Let me show you that joy isn't the absence of pain, but the presence of me within it. You were never meant to carry life on your shoulders. You were meant to walk it with me. Every mask you wear, I already see through. Every wound you hide, I already know. And still, I call you beautiful. Still, I call you mine. You've wondered where I've been, haven't you? In the silence after you prayed. In the nights when you stared at the ceiling, asking me to prove I was still there. You have mistaken my stillness for absence, but I was closer to you in those moments than I've ever been. You expected thunder and fire, but I came quietly, in the rhythm of your breath, in the tear that slipped down your cheek, in the strength that somehow kept you standing when everything else was falling apart. You have never taken a single step alone. When others turned away, I remained. When you doubted yourself, I believed in what I created within you. I have been the unseen hand steadying you, the warmth you felt when hope flickered back to life, the peace that came from nowhere and left you wondering how you hadn't fallen apart. That was me. It has always been me. Do you remember those moments when the pain should have broken you, yet something in you refused to quit? That resilience was not accidental. It was my presence hidden within you, carrying you through what you thought you couldn't survive. I was there in the heartbreaks, not as a distant observer, but as the one who held your heart together while it shattered. I was there in the failures that humbled you, shaping compassion out of what could have become bitterness. I was there in your laughter too, rejoicing in every small victory you didn't even think to celebrate. I am not far away watching from above. I am woven into the fabric of your being. My presence is not an idea. It's your reality, whether you feel it or not. Even now, as you read this, I am with you, closer than the air in your lungs, closer than your thoughts. You are not speaking into a void when you whisper my name. You are touching eternity. My silence has never been abandonment. It has been an invitation for you to notice that I am already here. Every breath you take is proof that my spirit has not left you. You do not need to find me, child. I never left. You only need to remember that I am not the God who stands afar. I am the God who stays. You've been chasing light in places that were never meant to shine. You've reached for the applause, the approval, the next thing that promised to fill the emptiness, and for a fleeting moment, it did. But then the glow faded, didn't it? The silence crept back in. You kept searching, thinking the next success, the next relationship, the next distraction would finally be enough. But shadows can only imitate the light. They can never become it. I have watched you pour your soul into things that could never love you back, hoping they would silence that quiet longing inside. You've tried to build joy out of temporary things, and when they crumbled, you blamed yourself, thinking you were the failure. But the truth is simpler and more merciful. You were just looking in the wrong direction. You were made for me. The reason nothing else satisfies is because your heart was crafted to live in communion with mine. The emptiness you felt is not punishment, it's design. The world offers moments of pleasure that fade, but I offer peace that endures. You have stood in rooms full of people and still felt alone because happiness that depends on circumstance will always be fragile. But when your soul is anchored in me, joy becomes unbreakable. You don't have to keep running, striving, performing. You don't have to chase what I am ready to give freely. I am not hiding joy from you. I am holding it out to you, waiting for you to let go of what can't last so you can finally grasp what does. Child, happiness built on shadows will always slip through your fingers, but the joy I give will stay even when the world shifts beneath your feet. I am not asking you to abandon everything. I am asking you to reorder it. Put me first, and watch how everything else finds its rightful place. The light you've been chasing has always been a reflection of me. The love you've been seeking, the peace you've been craving, they all find their fullness in my presence. You don't need to search any longer. You just need to return. I am not behind you, waiting to condemn. I am before you, ready to embrace. Step out of the shadows, beloved. Let me be your light, and you will find that the happiness you've been chasing has been waiting for you in my hands all along. Fear hath been whispering to you for far too long, hasn't it? It has worn many disguises: worry, insecurity, hesitation, guilt. But beneath every mask, it speaks the same lie, that you are not safe, that you are not enough, that you must hold everything together on your own. I have watched you bow beneath that heavy voice, letting it dictate your choices, your words, even your prayers. Fear builds invisible walls around your heart, convincing you that safety means control, but control is not peace. You were not created to live caged by what-ifs or haunted by the shadows of past failures. Fear tells you that freedom is risky, but I tell you that freedom is your birthright. Every moment you choose to trust me instead of your fear, light breaks through the cracks, and your soul remembers what it means to breathe again. I did not design you to live small. I designed you to live fully. You cannot hold my promises with trembling hands. You must open them, let go, and trust that I will not let you fall. You think courage means not feeling afraid, but courage is what happens when you look fear in the eye and still step forward with me. I have seen every night you lay awake, imagining worst-case scenarios, rehearsing pain that never came. But I was beside you, whispering peace over the storm inside your mind. Fear shrinks when you name it, and you can only name it by standing in truth. The truth that I am greater than what threatens you, stronger than what hurts you, nearer than what you fear. Do not let fear steal your future, one anxious thought at a time. I am calling you into joy, into trust, into rest. When you surrender fear, you are not losing protection. You are finding it. You are finally letting me carry what was never meant to rest on your shoulders. Child, every time you choose love over fear, peace over panic, faith over control, you step deeper into the life I designed for you. Fear may knock, but it does not get to live here anymore. You are mine, and nothing that comes against you can undo that truth. The joy you long for lives on the other side of surrender. Take my hand, and let fear fall away like dust. Where fear ends, true happiness begins, and I am already waiting for you there. You think no one truly sees how heavy it is, don't you? The burdens you've learned to carry so well that people assume you're fine. But I see the way your shoulders lump when you think no one's watching. I see the sighs you release when the room is empty. You've been carrying not just your own pain, but the pain of others, the responsibility, the guilt, the expectations. You've told yourself, I should be stronger by now. But child, strength is not about carrying more, it's about knowing when to let go. You were never meant to hold everything. I see the invisible weight pressing against your spirit, the memories that haunt you, the mistakes that replay like echoes, the dreams you've buried because they feel too heavy to hope for again. You've carried them out of love, out of duty, out of fear, but it's time to let me lift what's been crushing you. You have mistaken endurance for faithfulness, but I desire something gentler for you. My love is not proven by how much pain you can endure. It is revealed by how much peace you allow me to give. Every burden you release becomes a miracle waiting to unfold. I know what it feels like to carry the world, because I did. And when I carried it, I carried you too. You don't have to prove your worth through struggle. Your worth was sealed long before the weight ever came. I see every tear you've wiped away before anyone could notice. Every moment you said, I'm fine, just to keep the peace. But I never asked you to carry peace alone. I am the peace. I am the rest you crave when your strength finally runs out. Bring me the weight, child. Lay it at my feet. I will not shame you for what's too heavy. I will honor your courage for finally setting it down. I do not need you to be unbreakable. I only need you to be willing to let me hold what you can't. I will not let the weight define you. Instead, I will turn it into something beautiful, a testimony, a story of how you survived by grace. Come to me, and I will give you rest, not just for your body, but for your soul. Let me carry you as I always have. Here is the moment, the holy turning point where everything begins to shift. Give me what breaks you, and I will give you what heals. You were never meant to keep what I came to take away. The sorrow, the guilt, the loneliness, hand them to me. I will not reject them. I will not reject you. Every exchange with me begins with honesty, not perfection. You do not have to fix yourself first. You only have to come. You keep clutching your pain as though it's proof of your strength, but strength is not in holding. It's in surrendering. When you open your hands and release what you've been clinging to, I fill them with what lasts: peace, purpose, and love that doesn't fade. This is not a transaction. It's a transformation. Give me your shame, and I'll turn it into compassion. Give me your sin, and I'll wash it clean with grace that never runs dry. Give me your weakness, and I'll clothe you in my strength until the world sees light where it once saw despair. You cannot outgive me. The more you release, the more I pour in. This is how joy is born, from the sacred exchange of ashes for beauty, despair for hope, heaviness for praise. You were not created to live half-free, carrying remnants of the pain I already paid for. You were made to walk in the fullness of redemption, radiant with the joy of someone who finally realizes they've been loved all along. Child, let this be the moment you stop striving and start receiving. I am not asking you to be worthy of this gift. I am declaring that you already are. You cannot lose my love. You can only resist it. So stop resisting. Come to me with trembling hands, and I will fill them until they overflow. Give me what has wounded you, and I will give you what will restore you. This is the exchange that changes everything. Not someday, not when you feel ready, but now. Let it happen. Let me make you whole. There is a moment, holy, quiet, unmistakable, When your eyes finally lift from the storm and lock onto mine, and everything inside you shifts. That is the moment I have been leading you toward. You have looked for me in grand gestures, in miracles, in signs written across the sky. But my glory often hides in the ordinary. The sunrise after your longest night, the gentle warmth that fills your chest when you thought you'd forgotten how to feel. You have sought me through logic and religion, through rules and routines. But I was never meant to be studied from afar. I was meant to be known in the stillness of your heart. You have seen glimpses of me before, through the kindness of a stranger, the forgiveness you didn't deserve, the peace that came when it shouldn't have. But when you truly see me, child, you begin to see everything differently. Your pain becomes a doorway to understanding. Your weakness becomes a vessel for strength. And even your past, the one you thought was wasted, turns into a tapestry of redemption. When your eyes meet mine, all pretending stops. You no longer need to perform, impress, or hide. You see me as I am, and in doing so, you finally see yourself as I've always seen you. The shame that once defined you begins to unravel under my gaze. The fear that told you you'd never be enough loses its power. I look at you not with disappointment, but with delight, because I see the reflection of my image shining through the cracks of your humanity. You don't have to climb to me. I've come down to you. You don't have to earn the right to look into my eyes. You were created for it. When you finally see me, you will realize I was never your enemy, never the one withholding love from you. I have been the constant, the voice calling you home through every detour, the presence sitting beside you in every silence. Seeing me doesn't mean you will never hurt again, but it means that hurt will never own you again. You will begin to see my fingerprints on everything, the people you love, the lessons in loss, the beauty in brokenness. When you truly see me, joy ceases to be an idea and becomes your reality, because you finally understand. I am not just in your story, I am your story. Let your heart open its eyes, beloved. I am here, no longer hidden, no longer distant. Look and see what hath been with you all along. I have not come to simply comfort you. I have come to heal you. The wounds you've carried, the ones you've buried so deeply that even you have forgotten how they began, I see them. Some were inflicted by others, and some were by your own hand, but all of them have whispered lies into your soul. You are unlovable. You are broken. You will never be whole. But those words are not mine. I have come to silence every false voice that ever told you that your scars define you. Every crack within your heart is not a sign of failure. It's a place where my light can enter. Healing is not just a mending of flesh or emotion. It's a resurrection of what you thought was gone forever. You've prayed for me to take away the pain, but sometimes I must first touch the wound before it can close. That's what I'm doing now, not to hurt you, but to make you whole. You think healing means forgetting, but no, child. It means remembering differently. I will take the memory that once brought tears and turn it into testimony. I will take the betrayal that left you bitter and turn it into compassion for those who hurt like you once did. Every scar will sing, yes, sing, of my mercy. You have seen your heart as fragile, but I see it as sacred. I will not discard what is broken. I will restore it. Every piece of your story that you thought disqualified you will become the very proof of my grace. Let me enter those locked rooms inside you, the ones you sealed because you thought they were too dark, too damaged. Nothing you hide from me can scare me away. When I heal, I don't just patch up the surface, I go to the root. I uproot lies, replace them with truth, and pour my love into every empty space until nothing remains untouched. You have waited for healing to arrive like a miracle from the outside, but it begins within, right here, right now. as you let me in. I am not asking you to fix yourself before I come close. I am telling you that my closeness is what fixes you. Healing is not a moment. It's a journey into my heart, where you will discover that wholeness was never lost, only hidden beneath pain. Let me make you new, not by erasing your story, but by redeeming every chapter of it. Now that you've seen me and felt my healing touch, I do not want you to return to life as it was before. I want you to walk with me, not as a distant believer, but as a beloved companion. I do not call you to religion. I call you to relationship. I do not desire mere devotion. I desire communion. Walk with me, and you will learn that joy is not found in perfection but in presence, mine and yours intertwined. You have walked with many things before: fear, guilt, ambition, loneliness. They have been cruel masters, always demanding and never fulfilling. But when you walk with me, every step becomes light, even on the darkest path. I will not promise that the road will be easy, but I promise it will be worth it, because you will never take another step alone. Walking with me means learning to listen, not to the noise of the world, but to the still, small voice within you that whispers peace when chaos rages. It means trusting me when you don't see the destination, believing that my direction is always love, even when it leads you through valleys. The more you walk with me, the more your pace begins to match mine. You will find yourself no longer rushing to prove or striving to earn. You will begin to notice the beauty in small things again, the laughter that feels lighter, the sunrise that seems brighter, the forgiveness that flows easier. These are not coincidences. They are the signs that you are walking beside me. You may stumble, you may wander, but I will not let go of your hand. I will keep guiding you back, not through punishment, but through persistence. I am patient with your journey because I am invested in your heart. You were not created merely to know about me. You were created to walk with me, to experience my love as the rhythm of your daily life. Let's walk together, child. Not just on Sundays, not just in prayer, but in every breath, every decision, every heartbeat. The road ahead is sacred because I will walk it with you, and in my presence, joy will never leave your side again. You may think your days are ordinary, but when you walk with me, nothing about your life is ever ordinary again. The moment you allow my presence to fill your hours, even the smallest moments begin to shimmer with purpose. I see how you wake, sometimes weary before the morning even begins, already feeling the weight of what the day demands. Yet I tell you, when you start your day by acknowledging me, heaven bends near. Every sunrise becomes a conversation, every breath a reminder that you are alive with divine intention. You were not created to simply exist, to move through time without meaning. You were created to carry my presence into every corner of your world. When you learn to see with spiritual eyes, the mundane becomes miraculous. That conversation at work, that drive home, that quiet moment alone, each is an opportunity for me to speak, to guide, to transform. Transformation doesn't happen in a single burst of revelation. It unfolds in the rhythm of daily surrender. I am teaching you to find holiness in the routine, beauty in the interruptions, and grace in the unexpected. When you invite me into your moments, even your struggles become sacred classrooms. I take what was meant to drain you and turn it into something that refines you. You may not notice it at first, but peace will begin to settle where anxiety once ruled, and gratitude will bloom where complaint once grew. This is not about escaping your life. It is about awakening within it. You will begin to sense my fingerprints in everything: the laughter of a friend, the fragrance of rain, the gentle conviction that calls you toward kindness when you could choose indifference. The world tries to convince you that transformation means changing everything on the outside. New habits, new goals, new identities. But true transformation begins within, where I dwell. When your heart changes, your days change, and when your days change, your world changes. You begin to live differently, love deeper, forgive quicker. You start to recognize me not as a distant deity, but as a living companion woven into the rhythm of your existence. You stop striving to make your life meaningful because you finally see it already is. Child, let me transform your days from hurried minutes into holy moments. Let every sunrise remind you, I am not far away. I am here, transforming your ordinary into eternity, one surrendered heartbeat at a time. Listen closely, beloved, for I will tell you a secret that the world keeps missing. Joy that lasts is not found in what you have. It's found in who you trust. You have been taught that joy is a reward for success, a feeling you must chase, a fleeting spark that depends on everything going right. But the joy I give does not rise and fall with circumstance. It is rooted in something deeper, me. You've seen how temporary happiness can be. The thrill fades, the excitement dies, the laughter ends. But my joy remains, even in the valley, even in the silence. This joy is not fragile. It is fierce. It grows best in the soil of surrender. It does not depend on what is happening around you, but on what is happening within you. When your heart anchors itself in my presence, joy becomes your constant companion, not because life is perfect, but because I am. You have mistaken joy for an emotion, but it is a condition of your spirit. It is born when you realize that nothing in this world can separate you from my love. You can lose opportunities, possessions, even people, but you cannot lose me. And when you truly understand that, your soul learns to dance even when the music stops. The storms may rage, but joy stands firm, whispering, He is still with me. That whisper is power. It silences despair, disarms fear, and gives you the strength to smile in the face of uncertainty. When others wonder how you can remain peaceful in chaos, you will know why. Because joy is not something you hold. It's someone who holds you. Let me teach you this joy. It begins when you stop trying to manufacture it and start receiving it. You don't need to pretend to be happy to please me. Bring me your tears, and I'll teach them how to glisten with gratitude. Bring me your pain, and I'll show you how joy can live beside it. I never promised a life without sorrow, but I promised joy that would outlast it. This joy will become your strength, your stability, your song in the night. The world cannot give it, and therefore, the world cannot take it away. This is the secret I have been waiting for you to discover. When you abide in me, joy is not a fleeting feeling. It is your eternal inheritance. Be still for a moment, child, for I am speaking blessing over you now. Feel the weight of my words wrap around your spirit like a cloak of light. I bless you with peace that surpasses understanding, peace that steadies you when the world trembles. I bless you with courage to rise each morning unafraid, knowing that you never walk alone. I bless you with clarity to see yourself as I see you, chosen, forgiven, radiant with purpose. I am breathing life into the places in you that have grown weary. I am awakening joy where despair once slept. You have carried burdens, but today, I am clothing you in freedom. You have known loneliness, but today, I am surrounding you with my presence so completely that you will never mistake silence for absence again. This blessing is not temporary. It is a seal upon your spirit. Wherever you go, my favor will go with you. When you speak kindness, it will echo louder than hatred. When you walk through storms, peace will walk beside you. When you face trials, wisdom will whisper within you. You will begin to recognize my voice in the quiet moments, guiding you, reassuring you, loving you. I bless your mind with stillness, your heart with confidence, and your hands with purpose. I bless your nights with rest that restores and your mornings with hope that renews. Let this blessing remind you, you are not ordinary. You are mine. You opened this message searching for happiness, and now you stand in the presence of its source. The happiness you longed for was never out there in the world. It was waiting here, in the sound of my voice calling your name. You are not the same person who began this journey. You are lighter now, freer, fuller of grace. My joy is upon you. My peace surrounds you. My love sustains you. Carry this blessing into your days, and let it spill into the lives around you. The world needs the light you now carry. You are my reflection, beloved, renewed, and alive with divine joy. This is my blessing, spoken and sealed. You are, from this day forward, the happiest person alive, for you have opened not just a message, but your heart to me, and I will never leave. Amen.